on here. Please read the short title. Yes.
Brian? Mike?
Good afternoon, everyone. This public hearing is relative to the application to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development for the 2023-2024 year 49 Fourth Annual Action Plan. Community Development Block for $4,950,000 Home Investment Partnership Grant for $1,599,197, and the Emergency Solution Grant for $433,588, and lastly, the Housing Opportunity for Persons with AIDS for $412,909.
And housekeeping. If you wish to speak, there will be a 2-minute limit, but you must fill out one of the yellow cards in the room. And when you do approach, please state your name and your address. And if you have any additional things in writing, you can give them to the clerk. Thank you. Greg Dwayne.
Good evening. My name is Gregory Dewan. I'm the Executive Director of the Hissock Legal Aid Society at 351 South Warren Street in Syracuse. First, thank you for your support of housing stability and homelessness prevention. Housing issues are a growing threat to our city and our community, and continued funding of legal services for tenants is vital. In the last year alone, Hissock Legal Aid has handled over 1,150 cases of tenants and their families who reside within the city of Syracuse, and the issues we see vary widely. Many of our clients are facing the threat of eviction and need an advocate to preserve their own rights. Others are living in unsafe buildings that have been too long neglected by the owner. And far too many of our clients have already been illegally evicted by their landlord without any chance to defend themselves in court. It is your award of funding through the Emergency Solutions Grant that is the foundation of our tenant protection work. We strive to maximize the impact of every dollar we receive, and while we could always use more funding, I am grateful for your continued support for our work. I know that our agency alone cannot address the severity of the housing issues we see. We continually work with our close partners at Volunteer Lawyers Project of Onondaga County to ensure we efficiently serve as many people as we can, and we rely on the rest of our community partners to provide our clients with the non-legal services they provide. It takes all of us to address this crisis. Thank you for your support for our work and for your continued support for housing rights. Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I supposed to leave a copy with anybody? Okay.
Thank you. I'm going to try not to get to this. Marlon. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Marwa Al-Waidi. I am the Director of Resettlement Services at Interfaith Works of Central New York. So I represent the Center for New Americans for Interfaith Works. The Center for New Americans provides resettlement and crucial post-resettlement services to help refugees reestablish their lives and overcome barriers in the United States. The Center for New Americans provides services approximately to 500 newly arrived refugees each year, and annually 1,200 families who have been in the U.S. for less than 5 years. Post-resettlement services focus on employment, literacy, housing, and health services to improve the health and well-being for our refugees. Refugees are a vulnerable population in our community. Many experience challenges that require support, including around housing, due to their advanced or young age, medical and mental health issue, and lack of English skills. The ESG and CDBG program are crucial to keep our clients' housing stable during times of crisis. In IFW 40 years of work with refugees, no client has gone homeless. our efforts to prevent homelessness and eviction for all clients. Our staff works in very dedicated manner to ensure that housing incidents are resolved quickly and professionally, and when necessary, clients are moved to better, more stable situation. In 2022, the Center for New Americans resettled a total of 345 individuals. This number represents 203 individuals who arrived from various countries, including Afghanistan, Congo, Iraq, Burma, South Sudan, Sudan, and Ukrainian, Syrian and Iraqis. 142 evacuees who arrived through us through the Afghan and Displacement Assistance Program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you did give it to us. Thank you. I think it's Bill DeMurray.
Thank you, President Hudson. Thank you, councilors. I'm Bill DeMarle, and I work for Empire Housing Development. This year's year 49 CDBG budget. MED has recommended Empire receive $0 in CDBG funding. Empire has been targeted in year 49, proposed to be zeroed out. Nearly every other agency has been held harmless or recommended for a small increase from last year. Empire has been a partner with the city since 1995-96, the first year Empire received CDBG funding. Since then, Empire has completed over 600 homeownership projects in the city of Syracuse. This year, or that first year, we applied for and received a modest award of $200,000 through the New York State Affordable Housing Corporation to complete 10 houses. This year, through New York State Affordable Housing Corporation, we have applied for and we have been awarded $480,000 for our land bank program and $925,000 for our purchase rehab program. We'll be bringing in over $1.4 million for first-time home buyer programs this year. We will complete over 30 projects with this. Why are we being defunded? First, let me say partnerships, because Sadia Aden is going to speak after me, and she lives at 241 Higher Ave. And we've worked with Peace Incorporated, the state, the LED program, and most recently, Home Headquarters has come in, and we will transform her home, where currently she bathes out of a bucket in her bathroom. Why are we defunded? Commissioner Collins told us while we're applying that his advice came from changing dynamics of the housing market, which has seen dramatic shifts these past years. Therefore, we value things differently than we did previously. Did the homeowners we've helped for the last 28 years, do they no longer exist? Do they no longer need help? I think not. Then we heard, why are we being defunded? I heard we don't need defunding. One of the things I'll hand in is a highlight. Sorry.
Thank you, sir.
I have some things I'll hand in at the end.
But if you could turn it in right to the clerk, we'll take it here, up here.
Right up here?
Yep. And Shada Adin. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Sadia Aden. I live 241 Higher F. I am from Somalia. I came to Syracuse 12 years ago. I work. After that, I buy home for my son and me. My house is very old house, very old. And I need a lot of work. And buyer housing helping me very much. And my home is safer and better now. Please help in buyer so they can keep in helping people like me. And my house very old. Still, he need a lot of work. I am happy in buyer housing people helping us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to hand that? Thank you. What, Dixie?
Hi, thank you.
Good evening, I should say. First, I want to thank you. Continue to support our organization. And we receive less than 30% of our total operation budget from CDBG. So years ago, it would be 100%. So over the years, we've been diversifying our funding sources. So shout out to our organization. But more importantly, I'm going to leave a packet of all the wonderful projects that we're doing. I'm excited for the fact that You'll see some of our board members, a business owner, a homeowner, book drive. We got some folks coming in today to talk to you about the work we're doing. And I think it's critical, the work that we're doing, particularly on South Ave, on the commercial side, in terms of the businesses with Trinity. We received $1 million from the DRI funding. That's going to be 60 units with commercial, but more importantly, the work they're going to do also a community benefit agreement. So not only we have a developer that's going to build in that community, they're going to reinvest into the community and participate in our training center. We're also a partnership with Housing Vision. We're excited about that project. We have a state-of-the-art training center. We're in the final stages of the design phase. And again, to give young people off the corners, that's why we strategically on the west side and the southwest, to really grab folks off the corners, give them a training skill set in the way we do. And so we're happy with the Housing Vision relationship. And lastly, since there's no Red Lobster on Early Boulevard, I'm told, so we'll have a seafood restaurant. Home headquarters is building that, and we found a young brother out of Harlem, New Jersey. He's going to open a seafood restaurant, so we're excited. All the collaboration we're doing in the housing, we did 2 this year, we're doing 5 this year. We have 3 buyers, and I want to give Rita a shout out. We have probably 40 pending applications that we had to hire Ricky Brown to help us with translation. So we see the minute that people want to own home ownership, and we'll continue to do the work we do. Thank you, and I'll leave this and one for Madam Clerk. Thank you. Oh, excuse me. I want to say congratulations, Commissioner Green and Latoya. This is your last this type of meeting. You've been great stewards of this common council. We do appreciate your work.
Yeah, don't forget your bag. Good evening. I'm Brian Fay. I'm the Executive Director of the Syracuse Northeast Community Center, a resident of Syracuse. Thank you for this opportunity to speak about CDBG's powerful positive impact on our neighbors and transformative effect in our community. CDBG represents 15% of overall Syracuse Northeast Community Center funding for services, programs that include basic needs pantry, diaper bank, senior program, youth program, and our community school partnership with Dr. Weeks Elementary. CDBG funds complement and indirectly support Neighborhood Advisor, Health Connections, Supported Employment, CNY Digital Empowerment. Further, we're able to leverage consistent, generous support provided through the CDBG to extend and enhance the services, providing comprehensive, holistic support that engage, grow, and connect our neighbors. CDBG support facilitates our ability to evolve and respond to our neighbors' changing needs and to build individual, family, and community health, self-sufficiency, wealth, and diversity. We're grateful for the ongoing working partnership Syracuse Northeast Community Center enjoys with this council, the mayor's office, and especially with the Department of Neighborhood and Business Development and the dedicated staff there who are helping build a more equitable and inclusive city of Syracuse. Our center directly serves 5,000 Syracuse City residents each year who, without the support of CDBG funding, would instead be underserved and less capable of living lives of dignity, security, and inclusion. On behalf of all our neighbors, my staff, and the administration of Syracuse Northeast Community Center, we thank you for CDBG support and wish you all well.
Thank you. Joe Russo.
Good afternoon, councilors. My name is Joe Russo. I've been a lifelong resident of Syracuse. I worked for the Community Development Program back in its infancy in the late 1970s. After that, I worked for Northeast Hawley Development Association and did a lot of the work that Empire's doing now, only in a specific neighborhood. They're doing it all over the city. They're helping individuals and low-income people get housing. I don't think that priority has changed. And it was a priority when I was at NEDA in the early 80s. It's a priority now, even more so. So there's something going on here. There's no process. There's been no communication from community development to the Empire people. They don't know why they've been defunded. They can only guess, and I can only guess too. There's something amiss here. You know, I've been around. I know things. Okay, so somebody's got their money. Okay, Mr. Dixie might have it. He left pretty quick. So what we have to do, what we have here is we have a problem. We have an unfair process. We don't have any process, actually. It doesn't seem there is a process. I was on this RAC committee. Was it RAC? What does RAC stand for? RAC? Risk Analysis Committee. I was on that committee. You know, I voted on the, I voted. We didn't really vote, we just kind of talked. And then, but I was on the social services side, not the housing, so I didn't have a conflict with Empire. And, you know, they listened, the staff listened to us, but did they really take our recommendations? Probably not. I remember having a Community Development Advisory Committee when I worked here, and the staff listened very patiently and then did what they wanted to do. So agendas are at work here. Let's correct things. Let's have a process. Let's correct things and let Empire do the good work that's on this paper right here that I'm going to give to you. Here's the numbers. Thank you.
Thank you. Shannon.
Good evening. I'm Shannon Cunningham. I'm the CEO of Covenant Housing Corporation of Central New York. Oh, sorry. Sorry, is that better? Too short. Our offices are located at 1228 Teal Ave in Syracuse. On behalf of our board of directors, staff, and the individuals we work with, we would like to thank the City of Syracuse Department of Neighborhood and Business Development for their continued support. This support is instrumental to the ongoing success of our organization. We are a small agency that strives to provide long-term housing solutions centered upon the special needs individuals and families we serve. Funding from Syracuse NBD helps us carry on our mission to encourage greater independence, inclusion, choice, and community integration through the development of safe, affordable, accessible housing for low and very low income households and individuals with disabilities. In 2022, this support helped us to continue management of 45 units of safe, decent, affordable rental housing for 107 low and very low income individuals throughout Onondaga County, 49 of those within the city of Syracuse. Redevelop an accessible single-family home in Eastwood for a new tenant with significant disabilities and further her goal of independence. Finish substantial renovations to our 5 rental units within the city of Syracuse, providing more sustainable, energy-efficient housing for 12 people. Acquire a 2-family rental to preserve affordable housing for the current tenants. Provide assistance to a first-time buyer for purchase of her accessible single-family rental home in Eastwood, helping her realize a long-term dream of home ownership. Assist 3 low-income first-time home buyers with mortgage financing and down payment assistance applications. Assist a special needs family with mortgage application for the purchase of a home from GSPDC and help them access funding for repairs and accessibility improvements.
Thank you.
Yep, and thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kim McElroy. I'm the Chief Program and Compliance Officer at Home Headquarters. First, want to thank you so much for the opportunity to speak tonight and for your many, many years of support of Home Headquarters. I wanted to talk about some of our CDBG funded programs tonight, including closing cost assistance, urgent care, and SHARP. And the goal of these programs is to encourage homeownership as a way to assist city residents and strengthen neighborhoods. Over the last 5 years, we have helped more than 1,500 residents through these programs. The Closing Cost Assistance Program provides funds that often help close gaps in financing that would have otherwise prevented people from becoming homeowners. And HHQ has been able to help 230 people buy homes in the city of Syracuse over the last 5 years. The Urgent Care Program fills a critical need for emergency repairs like leaking roofs, no heat or hot water, sewage backups, plumbing emergencies, and ramps for accessibility. Homeowners who come to Home Headquarters often are unable to qualify for this financing from banks or credit unions and have really nowhere else to turn. Many would not be able to stay in their homes without assistance from the Urgent Care Program. And over the last 5 years, more than 560 homeowners were able to make emergency repairs through this program. Finally, the SHARP program provides homeowners with grants to fix smaller emergency repairs, like broken steps, railings, windows, hot water heaters, and small plumbing and electrical emergencies. Many of these homeowners are elderly and on fixed incomes and unable to afford a loan to make their repairs. Without SHARP to assist them, their homes would not be safe. And we've helped more than 750 people through this program in the last 5 years. As I said before, HHQ is extremely appreciative of the support for our CDB-funded programs over the years. As you probably know, there are always more requests for assistance through these programs than funding allows, especially in the SHARP program, which usually closes within a few days of being opened each year and turns away hundreds of people. So any additional funds, especially for the SHARP program, would allow us to help even more people remain safely in their homes. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Joseph Bazari. Joseph?
Pizarro.
Okay.
Yeah. Helen, he's gonna need a translator. There's somebody in the back of the room that could do that.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Gabriel, préstanos a tu hijo. Préstanos a tu hijo. Thank you. There you go.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Joseph Pizarro.
Good morning, his name is Joseph Pizarro.
Oh, ellos están grabando. Tienes que echarte para el frente y hablarle al micrófono.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Joseph Pizarro.
Good afternoon, his name is Joseph Pizarro.
Le damos las gracias a Jubilee Homes
He said thank you, Jubilee Homes,
por darnos la ayuda para obtener nuestro propio negocio.
to thank you for give us the merchandise.
Y también le damos las gracias por ayudarnos también a tener la propia casa.
And also thank you guys for have the house.
Y pronto estaremos abriendo la puerta del negocio con la ciudad de Syracuse. Estamos sumamente orgullosos.
And we're gonna open the doors to Syracuse for our merchandise, and the people can come out to there.
Gracias.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kevin Shum.
Good evening, Council. Kevin Schoom, Syracuse Mile Neighborhood, Site Director. On behalf of Syracuse Mile Neighborhood, SM&C, better known as our parent organization, Home Headquarters, I would like to thank the City of Syracuse Department of Neighborhood and Business Development for support of our affordable rental housing organization. As many already know, when Home Headquarters took over the failing organization almost a year and a half ago, at the behest of many community stakeholders, SM&C was on the brink of defaulting on its loans, losing its nonprofit status, and was delinquent on its mortgage, taxes, and utility bills. SM&C also failed to conduct any financial audits for more than 3 years. But most egregious was the fact that no serious repairs were conducted on SM&C properties for more than a decade. While there is still so much work to be done with SM&C and its properties, we have all worked to restore the organization's nonprofit status and state funding, conducted 3 successful audits, reached good standing with the IRS and state boards to secure funding, including CDBG, CV, JP Morgan Chase, Allen Family Foundation, John Ben Snow, and Reisman Foundation support to start extensive property repair efforts. To date, funding has been identified so that 35 units are being substantially renovated, and SM&C maintenance staff and local contractors have cured hundreds of code violations to make these properties safe and secure for tenants who live in them. SM&C has also kept about 50% of its rental portfolio vacant until health and safety repairs are made. Additional resources need to be identified for more rehabilitation. We know we need to do more and hope with your support to continue making SM&C affordable rental properties safe and available to Syracuse individuals and families who need them. Thank you.
Winona Timothy.
Good evening, President Hudson, councilors. My name is Winona Timmons. I'm the Deputy Executive Director of the YWCA of Syracuse and Onondaga County. On behalf of our agency, we want to thank you for The CDBG funding this year in your continuous support, Common Council, City of Syracuse, and the MBD staff. Our youth leadership and development programs and our women's residence programs continue to thrive on our mission to eliminate racism and empower women and children, and we use this funding to elevate and expand our programs. We have increased our youth development programs, and we have added 2 new programs. We have, since 2021, increased by 40% participation. We've included or expanded to 190 more youth. And within our women's residence, we offer our affordable housing program for women and families, and a minimum of 75 permanent housing for women and children. We also help women build their skills and development for employment to increase their household wealth and increase their housing stability. And we just want to thank you again for the continuous support for us to continue to be a vital community member.
Good evening, Council, honorable council members whom I love. I just first want to acknowledge that my boss, you all heard from Walter Dixie, he had to leave early because the state of the county meeting is scheduled around this time. So I wanted you all to respectfully know that he had to leave to go to another appointment. We don't believe we have funding yet. I'm going to ask you to increase our funding. I'll just put that out there right away. But I didn't want anyone to think that we were in a rush. There's just another meeting scheduled. I am the Director of Workforce Initiatives for Jubilee Homes. You're going to hear from some board members and from some others, but I really want to express that sometimes we meet people when, not just when they need a job, but it seems like life is coming down on them. I want you all to meet Raekwon Morris. We just got him employed as a sentry. He went through our security guard program and became a licensed security guard. He just received a job as a sentry from the Syracuse City School District. We are really engaging people to get these jobs that are open, but I said to you, people come to us not just for a job, but when life hits. So council, I want you to imagine all the thousands of people, hundreds of people looking for a job in the city of Syracuse, and they have life hits them. Can you imagine losing your mom, then 6 months later losing your brother, and one day feeling like you needed a hug, and you posted on Facebook that you needed some help? And I see him on my ride to work, but that day I felt that he needed that hug that only a mother could give when you have lost your mother and you have lost your older brother and you're trying to find your way and you're trying to show your dad that, hey, he put the right stuff in you, I'm here for the long haul. And the expression on his face when he got that job was why I wanted to bring him before you all tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hollis Matthews.
Hello, everyone. I live on South Ave, 150 South Ave, and I'm a board member of Jubilee Homes. And the things that Jubilee does for the area is positive. And I'm just here to represent Jubilee Homes, and I'm a board member. So I'm going to make it short and sweet. We need the funds, period.
Bridget Adams. Bridget.
Good evening. My name is Bridget Adams, and I want to piggyback on what Twiggy was saying because I was one of those people. I was one of those people who needed help. And where was I going to go? But I went through those doors. I got that hug too. I got the tools for me to be somebody, to stand on my feet, and to make it through each and every day in life. And I have a job, a full-time job. And I'm gonna be there for a while. I got benefits, and I look forward to getting up to go to work each and every day, knowing that I can do something for myself with the help of the people that gave me the tools to do the things that I can today, because I didn't have nowhere to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Sally Curran.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for this time. I'm Sal Curran. I'm a resident of the city of Syracuse, and I am the executive director of the Volunteer Lawyers Project of Central New York. Our mission is to provide access to justice to those in need by engaging the legal community in volunteer service. I'm here today to thank MBD and to thank the council for our allocation in year 49. This ESG support really is the backbone of our eviction prevention work in the community, and we are in Syracuse City Court every single day helping to fight eviction and keep families stable. Eviction continues to be a very serious issue in Syracuse. Last year, over 3,600 households were brought to court for eviction in the city of Syracuse, and VLP represented over 1,100 of those families. But rents are soaring, with increases way above inflation and above the consumer price index, an average of 25% from one year to the next. People are drowning. They cannot afford their rent. And with COVID-related shelter and SNAP benefits ending, families are pushed to the edge. Homelessness is at an all-time high right now. This makes full, comprehensive defense from eviction more critical now than ever before, so that those who do have safe and affordable housing can stay in that housing. We see time and again in court the way that tenants' rights are ignored or pushed aside when tenants do not have legal representation. And we all know the very serious consequences that eviction has. Everything from missed school, missed work, high rates of depression, and higher rates of use of emergency room, never mind homelessness. Our attorneys ensure that tenants have the full protection of the law when it comes to their housing, because housing is a human right, and so should the right to counsel be a right. Thank you.
Carmen Ortiz.
Good afternoon, my name is Carmen Ortiz. I'm KB Nutrition owner. I'm so grateful with Jubilee Home because they are guiding me through the right direction to get everything that I need to open up my business. I have been trying to open my business for the past couple years, and it's now I feel I'm moving forward with the assistance of Jubilee Home give it to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Sharon Sherman.
Sharon Sherman, Executive Director, Greater Syracuse Tenants Network. I literally didn't have time to write anything. A little busy these days. But in addition to what you've seen going on with the tenants of Greenland Properties, every day, and I think it's great that I'm coming after Sal Curran, because the amount of stress that tenants are under with the extraordinary rise in rental costs, the lack of any housing, not only for the poorest of the poor, but for working people, is just a terrible crisis. And our phone rings off the hook every single day with situations that I can hardly tell any tenant what to do. We do refer them to the agencies that are funded, volunteer lawyers, Hissock Legal Aid, legal services, and they can buy them something, but there's no place for them to go. So we appreciate the continued funding from CDBG, and we're just going to try to keep fighting. to see what can be done. I will add that it's a national problem. I'm going to the National Low Income Housing Coalition meeting in Washington. I'm bringing 2 tenants with me, but it's all around the country. Maybe I can learn something when I talk to all the experts. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Eddie Lamar?
How y'all doing? I'm a resident of the Syracuse community and an employee of the Jubilee Homes. I've been with Jubilee Homes over 20-something years. You could say I was one of the corner kids, and Jubilee Homes basically took me off the corner. I haven't been to the corner since, even though over a year and a half ago, me and my child was shot. We was caught in a crossfire. I'm non-violent, but due to Jubilee Homes, I've been a survivor, you know. Over these past 20 years that I've been with them, I did many things. Lawn care, I basically got my own business. I'm a cleaner, I'm a handyman. Whatever needs to be done, it gets done, especially when it comes to Walt Dixie. Thank you.
Tim Kirkland?
Good afternoon. My name is Tim Kirkland, Sr. I'm pumped up, fired up, and motivated. A lot of times, a lot of people don't see your vision, and Jubilee Homes saw my vision. Today, I am a business owner. I own a moving company, and I'm also employed at United Auto. There was a time when I could not stay out of prison. And through Jubilee Homes now, I've been home 10 years. And I ask that if, however it is to say it, that they do increase the funding so that we might be able to help others like myself. Thank you.
Thank you. Nicole Watts?
I think I heard my name. Hello, sorry for my delay. I'm Nicole Watts. I am the CEO of Hope Print, and we are thrilled to be being considered again for the CDBG funding related to our work on Syracuse's north side. We have been working for the last year actively in the neighborhood, putting into action some plans that have been in the works for a number of years, alongside of other neighborhood residents on the north side, to improve housing and all the other things that impact housing, related to especially mobility and complete streets in the community, moving in the neighborhood to and from the neighborhood, as well as business development as resource access. But we know that if we do not address the housing issue in our community, that everyone's going to be displaced in a very short amount of time. I've lived in the neighborhood 12 years myself and watched the deterioration that's happened, and have seen that if we don't actually intervene in it, the story is just going to continue down that road. So thanks to the funding that the council approved previously, we were able to start the remodel of 2 different homes on North Alfred Street. When we started, there were 13 land bank houses on 1 block, and so we're trying to chip away at what that looks like and improve housing on that block and then all throughout our focus area on the north side, which is a 30-block area of it. In the coming year, we're looking to continue to work on those projects as well as some more. So we're looking to address the need for both large-scale and small-scale housing. We've got a lot of in-between 2 apartment units, but you are likely familiar that there are a number of resettled refugees in the community who have very large families or extended families living together. And we have very few housing units that will house them. We also have very few housing units that can house in-home daycares, which there's a very great need for in our community. So we're looking on the large end for those, and then for single adults on the other side. So thank you so much for considering us for this funding.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Anyone else?
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Dios les bendiga a todos.
God bless
Amén.
you.
Le damos gracias a Dios primeramente, ¿verdad? Por lo que hizo del hogar y a Jubilee Home. Amén. Nos sentimos muy contentos, gloria a Dios, aleluya, por la ayuda la cual hemos recibido yo y mi familia. Y gracias por todo.
Thank you for the health opportunity to give it to us. Like, we really appreciate it for that, and thank you so much for that. God bless you.
Gamán, tienes que decir tu nombre en el micrófono.
Mi nombre es Gamaliel Ayala Fuente.
His name is Gamaliel Ayala Fuente.
Can you say his name in the mic, please, for the virtual stenographer?
His name is Gamaliel Ayala Fuentes.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Going once? Going twice? Going 3 times? Public hearing closed.